another 5 minutes. We are going to meditate with a beautiful smile on our face. We are going to relax, 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 relax. Each and every cell is receiving abundant cosmic energy and then relaxing ourselves. We are going into deep meditation for the next 5 minutes. Relax, relax, relax. And we are going into deep, 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 deep meditation, receiving abundant energy from all the directions. Another 2 minutes. We are receiving a lot of energies from all directions. Each and every cell is filled with full of energies, and we are going into deep meditation for the next 2 minutes. 10 seconds. 8. And this 10 seconds also we are going to receive a lot of energies and relaxing ourselves. 6, 4, 2, 0. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you.
Wow, that was excellent meditation session by Koteshwar Rao. Thank you, Koteshwar Rao, for such a wonderful music guided meditation. So the selection of music was very, very mesmerizing. So we were not ready to get come out of meditation, but since we have to follow the time, and that is the reason we have to come out of the meditation. Thank you very much for wonderful meditation, and we look forward for more and more of such kind of meditation in the future as well. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
So yes, friends, now we will continue with today's knowledgeable session. If any questions are there, we will take up at the end of this session, because we are running short of time, because our allotted time is from 8:30 to 9:30 IST. So accordingly, we will move ahead with the another session, right? So today I will be talking about the concept of mysticism and spirituality. So this is a very important topic. Why important is because Brahmarshi Subhash Patri ji, the founder and chairman of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement, always says that Chaisa An Vaisa Man. So the kind of food you are eating, so the kind of mind you will attain through that food. So the food is very much important. Why it is important? Because if you are taking a food which is easily digestible, then you will have more time for doing your daily core activities. But if your food is not getting digested very quickly, if it is taking more time, then your system will get hanged. Just like in computer, if you have opened multiple windows, what happens? So everything will get hanged. System gets hanged. Similarly, when we overload our body with unnecessary food, the body cannot digest. If you are overeating, it cannot digest. And if you are not putting the right food, then also it cannot digest. So what is right food and what to have, what not to have? So we will try to discuss in today's session. Right? This presentation is for the knowledge purpose only. So if you want to get more knowledge about this topic, you can either browse through various books or through internet. So why vegetarianism? Why we have to become a vegetarian? That is the topic we will be discussing today. So here on the screen, you can see two animals, my dear friends. And on my left side, I have the herbivorous animal. And on my right side, you can see the carnivorous animal. On my left side, I have the diagram of the rabbit stomach, and or I can say the digestive system of a rabbit. On my right side, I have the carnivorous animal fox digestive system. So on the left side, you can see that a herbivorous animal has a lot of what you call these kind of things are there. These are the intestines. The intestine is so much large, you can see. But this is the case of the herbivorous. But whereas in carnivorous, the intestine are very short. So from the stomach to anal duct, the intestines are very short, the large intestines. Okay. But whereas for herbivorous, from stomach to the anal duct, you can see lot of curvatures, lot of curves are there. So this animal has to eat only that much, which can pass through all these things, all these intestines, right? Or else if it is taking a heavy food, it will be stuck up somewhere in here. It will not go up to the anal duct. And if it is not the waste material of the body, if it is not going through the anal duct, then it will be a burdensome for that animal, right? Even the same case is for the fox. But in case of a fox, a carnivorous animal, the intestine, like from the stomach to the anal duct, the curvatures are very short, so it can easily digest. So it is designed by the nature, like what kind of food you have to eat. As we have seen, the two animals, the rabbit cannot eat non-vegetarian food because it will be very heavy for it, so it has to eat only vegetarian food. But whereas the fox has the capacity to eat the non-vegetarian food, because the kind of digestive system it is having, it allows it to eat non-vegetarian food. So similarly, we will see our, like, a human body, like how it is designed. As we have seen in the previous slide, like you have a lot of curvatures like this from stomach to anal duct. But that is the same case in the human digestive system as well. You have a lot of, like you have small intestine, you have large intestine. So whatever food we are taking, it has to pass through all this thing and it has come to the anal duct. So that is the reason it is important that we need to take a light food or herbivorous food which is digestible within 8 to 10 hours, so that the food, the vitamins and the crucial crucial elements of the food can be taken by the system, that is our digestive system, and the waste material can be excreted or sent to the anal duct for releasing out of the body. So if you are dumping, let us say, a carnivorous food in that one, or heavy food, or overeating, so this can restrict, or it can create restriction in the daily core of our body, right? So that is the reason it is important to have the herbivorous food and the food which is digestible within 8 to 10 hours. Next, we will see the teeth formation, or the teeth which are available for a herbivorous and a carnivorous. Left side, I have the herbivorous animal teeth, and the carnivorous animal teeth I have on the right side. For a herbivorous animal, that is A and B, you can see the teeth are straight. Almost all the teeth are same, right? It is made in such a manner that it can chew only the herbivorous. Herbivorous food can be chewed. But whereas in carnivorous animal, you have this kind of a teeth here, which is required to pull the flesh out. So that is the reason they have this kind of very, very sharp teeth. You will see very sharp teeth. So similarly, we can even observe the case of the carnivorous animal like lion, tiger, leopard, all these animals. So these have this kind of a teeth, so that they can pull that flesh out and they can chew it. So all these herbivorous. And finally, we can see the human teeth. The human teeth is not this much long, you can see. This is a normal teeth. That means our body system is designed in such a manner that we cannot take any carnivorous food. It is designed to take only the herbivorous food. And this is the scientifically proven fact, because in the two slides what we have shown, that is very natural. You can see like how a carnivorous animal and the herbivorous animal is. And similarly, if you compare the human body also, the human digestive system or the teeth, the both are designed such a manner that it can digest only the herbivorous food or the fruits, which can be digested very quickly. 8 to 10 hours it can digest, right? So humans should eat only herbivorous substances. So what is non-vegetarian diet? Anything that requires animal slaughter, a slaughtering is there. Food is not of a plant origin, which includes, what are these things which are not generated from a plant origin, which are used after slaughtering the animal? The sheep, goat, or the hen or pig, these are the various animals which are cut in the slaughterhouses so that the people can eat them. So that this is the non-vegetarian food. Those are meat, fish, seafood, when crab, fish, all these things, and even eggs also. It is not a natural product. It is not generated naturally from a plant. And these days, if you go to the poultry, chick is injected in such a manner that it becomes fat, and it is able to deliver that egg. And that egg is not a natural egg, my dear friends. It is a synthetic egg, because that egg is formed due to the injected sperm into, or that kind of thing, where the chick can become pregnant. The female chick can become pregnant, and the egg is generated food. If somebody is eating that kind of egg, you will have all sort of problems, all sort of psychological issues. And the young girls who are eating egg, that can impact their even regular periods also, and psychological issues, and so many things will be there. So this has to be avoided, because these are not from the plant origin. All the fresh leafy vegetables, fruits, these are the food which are from the plant origin, and this has to be taken. This is digestible max to max 8 to 10 hours. Our human digestive system can easily digest these foods. So now we will come to the animal rearing. For killing creates a lot of environment hazards. There is a lot of hazards involved when we are killing the animals. The slaughtering horses, which kills a lot of animals, create a lot of environment hazard. Like how they are creating, we will come to see now. Like to feed an animal like this, it requires this many water. The water content, you can see, it is in the liters. These many liters are required to take care of a buffalo, goat, sheep, fish, or the hen. So all these, the quantity, you can see 15,415 liters of water is required to feed them. And after feeding, what we are doing, we are just killing it. So whatever fodder it is given to these animals, it is not coming back to us. That is, we are feeding it to them, they are eating it, and we are slaughtering it. That's all. And again, it is not coming back anything. So whatever food or fodder is given to them, or whatever water is given to them for their drinking, for their cleaning, everything, that is irrevocable. It cannot come back, right? Like how much of water is needed to produce one kg of food? So these much of water is wasted. So our water resources, our what you call the agricultural products, are wasted, because for feeding, only to feed these animals. And after feeding, what we are doing, we are killing them. So it is becoming into a dead meat. That's all. It is not again coming back. So if you are you are planting a small saplings, it will become into a tree. If you are eating a mango and if you have what do you call it, that what is remaining, that if you put into the soil, again it will become into a tree. That sapling of mango, the seed of a mango, if you are putting it in the soil, again it will become into a tree. But that is not the case with these animals. We are just feeding them just to kill them. Once they are killed, if you take out their bone and we put it in the soil, can we get another animal? That is not possible. That is irrevocable. So that is what we are doing, a huge destruction towards the environment. All our resources are getting wasted. So here we can see the westernism and the environment, like how these things are wasted. So livestock accounts to 14.5% of human induced greenhouses gas emissions. 20% of the Amazon bases have been cut down since 19 for livestock grazing and feed. To feed all these animals, already 20% of Amazon basin has been cleared. Amazon is the one of the world's world's forest area where we get a lot of oxygen, pure oxygen. But that basin is trees are cut, lot of trees are cut. So we will have the shortage for our coming generation. There will be a lot of shortage of pure oxygen, because there are so much of forest is cleared to feed the animals. Again, here we can see the cattle rearing generates more greenhouse emissions than the transportation sector. So whatever the gases these animals like generate, that creates a lot of pollution, which is more than pollution of the car or any vehicles, any heavy vehicles. And the agricultural primary meat and dairy accounts for 70% of freshwater consumption. So all these things, whatever the agricultural products and the water, it takes away the 70% of fresh water is used to feed them. So the livestock accounts for the so much of consumption of our resources. That is what, this is the source from the internet where it is taken. This is the live picture of what is happening to our resources. So this is Western food. And next comes, like most of the people, like they tell that no, non-vegetarian food is very healthy and Western food is not so healthy. So to have more vitamins or this thing, we go for a non-vegetarian food. So let us see like how far the myth or the fact is true. So on my top of the screen, I have the what you call the vegetarian food, and below I have the non-vegetarian food. So the item green grams, the carbohydrates is 56.6 grams in it. The total calories what we get is 334. So this is the final column, ultimate column what we have from the green grams, 334. Ground nut we have 549 calories we are getting. Coconut 444. Almonds 655. Lentil, the pulses 346. So ghee 900 calories. So these are the calories what we are getting from a general vegetarian diet, what we see here. Okay, here from egg it is 173. It is nowhere comparison with the item in the above table. 91 from the fish calories. Mutton it is 194. Beef it is 1114 calories in grams. Okay, so this is in nowhere comparison with the food what we have in vegetarian. So the myth that you will get all the more calories or vitamins, everything only from what you call the non-vegetarian food is totally wrong, because that you will get it from the vegetarian food also. So to get more vitamins, calories, proteins, we need not have to only go to the non-vegetarian. These are very much available with the vegetarian food as well. And the risk of heart diseases, like who is having the risk of heart diseases? 50% of people out of, let us say 100, the 50% of people have, the non-vegetarians have more risk of like getting a heart attack, because the food what they are taking, they are not getting digested very easily. And if it is not getting digested, like you will have a lot of constipation problem, indigestion problem. So and you have a lot of fats, like the person becomes very fatty. So with this, there is a lot of risk of heart disease. And for vegetarian, it is 45%, and for vegan, it is only 4%. Though vegan means those who are not even consuming the ghee, the milk products also, they are vegans. So they have only 4% chances of getting a heart attack. So vegetarian, they have lesser, what you call, chances of getting an heart attack. That is what it is shown by the Advanced Cardiac Care Center. So what are the moral lessons we can draw from this thing? So if you see this image, I am sure you will not get a positive image. So these many animals are slaughtered. The barbarism is shown here in slaughterhouses. Can we take this picture and keep it in our living hall? These pictures of a dead animal? No. When it is alive, we can keep it. But when they are dead, we cannot keep these photos. The barbarism is shown here. So these many animals are slaughtered just to feed our stomach. But our stomach does not want this kind of food. We have seen in our previous slides, like our body is not designed in such a manner to take all this food. But still we try to stuff it in our stomach. Our food is not a burial ground to put all the dead animals into it. That is what a great philosopher has told. My stomach is not a burial ground to put all the dead animals. Okay, the sheep has died. Okay, let me put it in my stomach. The hen is no more. Okay, you kill it and put it in your stomach. No, my stomach is not a burial ground. So there are spiritual reasons also. Like if you want someone to grow spiritually, so what are the reasons like we need to have to grow spiritually? So the food is also very much helpful to him. So if you are eating non-vegetarian food, the sattva guna, there are three gunas: the tamo guna, rajo guna, and sattva guna. These are the three gunas, are the characters a person has. So a tamo guna is a person like who is very lazy, dull. He does not have much energy. He is bulky in nature. That means he always eats more and more food. He does not eat fresh food. He keeps it in a fridge. After 10 days, he will take it and have it. So that kind of nature comes from a tamas kind of person. And most of the people, those who are in tamas, they will eat the non-veg food. And from rajas, like they eat a lot of spicy food. Which like temporarily elevates you, temporarily energizes you. Like the chili food or the spicy food or the coffee, tea, cool drinks, all these things are in the category of rajas food. And a sattva food is very easily digestible. It is free from animal slaughtering. These are very much plant-based. The fruits, vegetables, fresh leafy vegetables, the milk. So these all come under the sattva food category. And there is one more chart here. We can clearly see like what are the things which are included. In the tamas, we will have red meat, alcohol, fast food. Like most of the people these days are very fond of fast food center. That increases your quality of a tamas, the darkness within you, the dark thoughts within you. The canned, the stale food, Most of the people take the canned food, stuffed in the can, and they take it and they have it. So that is the quality of a tamas person. So refined sugars, tobacco, soda, so all these things comes under the tamas food. So the rajas foods are, we have seen, like spicy, overstimulating, create restlessness, excitement. So it stimulates, temporarily stimulates you. When you take a coffee or a tea or any soft drink, it temporarily stimulates you. It stimulates your nerves to get active. But that is a temporary stimulation. That is not the natural stimulation. One is the natural stimulation, another is unnatural stimulation. And these food like brings up with the unnatural stimulation. Coffee, the chicken, eggs, onion, garlic. Onion, garlics are all to be avoided, my dear friends, because these comes under the rajas category. Citrus food, very, very spicy food, chocolate, salt. So many people put a lot of salt in their food. That is also very much dangerous, because ultimately it goes to the your kidneys for filtering. So at that time, they give lot of work to the kidneys. And when we come to this sattva food, we have milk, herbal tea, ghee, grains, fresh and sweet fruits, honey, nuts while eating. So these generates more positive light, energy, enthusiasm within our body. So these are the few great persons what they have to tell about the food. As long as there are slaughterhouses, there will be battlefields. So what you sow, so shall you reap. The Leo Tolstoy has rightly said that till you have the slaughtering houses, till you slaughter the animals in the slaughtering houses, there will be battlefields. So that kind of food what you eat, that kind of person you becomes. The barbarism becomes. So one country tries to occupy the other country, they try to kill others. That kind of mindset comes when you eat that kind of a food. So the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, he has rightly said that the greatness of a nation depends on like what kind of treatment you are giving to the animals. Animals are just like our fellow brothers and sisters. We are very strongest in this ecosystem. We have to take care of the flora and the fauna. We have to take care of animals. We have to take care of birds. We have to take care of aquatic kingdom. That is the reason we are here. But we are going against the nature. We are killing our own friends. We are killing our trees, cutting down the trees. We are killing, slaughtering everybody. And we are eating our own brothers, friends in the form of goat, sheep, all these people. So animals too are created by the same loving hand of God which created us. It is our duty to protect them and to promote their well-being. That is what Mother Teresa has told. Like the same hand, the same God who has created us, and these animal, these plant kingdom, all these things are created by the same person, the same God. What if you call him with any name, the same Almighty has created you. That means the human beings and the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the aquatic kingdom, entire thing is created by the same Almighty. So we should treat them with power. So finally, we come to the summary of our session. So we have seen the physical anatomy like stomach, intestine, teeth, etc. can digest only herbivorous food. For a human being, it is designed in such a manner that it can digest only the vegetarian food. So vegetarian food has more proteins, minerals, and fats than non-vegetarian food. We have seen the chart like how the vegetarian food also has vegetarian food has more proteins, vitamins than the non-vegetarian food. So non-vegetarian food have more risk of heart attacks because the food what you are taking, it takes 15 to 16 hours for digestion, my dear friends. The non-vegetarian food takes 15 to 16 hours of digestion, whereas the herbivorous food takes 8 to 10 hours for digestion. So which is more better? You can decide. So animal rearing industry creates a lot of animal environment hazard. So a lot of our fodder, our water, everything goes into the rearing of animals, and that is where the environmental hazard take place. Most of our resources are wasted just for rearing of the animals, and finally what we are doing, these animals are slaughtered for to benefit only few members. Not everyone can eat those food. So it is our moral responsibility to protect animals from killing. So they, as I said, like they are like our brothers, sisters, or fellow friends on this earth. This earth belongs to everyone. It is not only the human beings, it belongs to the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the aquatic kingdom. So everybody has equal rights as you have as a human. You are strong in the pyramid of ecology. Does not mean that you will start killing all of the animals. No, you do not have any right. Okay, the spiritual growth is more for the vegetarian, as the tamas is less and rajas and sattva gunas are more in vegetarian food. So finally, the food which you are taking, which is digestible within very short time, and so you will be highly energetic to do any kind of activity. You will be energetic to do meditation, yoga, or anything if the food get digested, and the kind of mindset you gain from the vegetarian food is very much encouraging. So friends, let's shift to vegetarian food. Say yes to vegetarian food. So for the PSSM has three main principles. One is vegetarianism, next is pyramid energy, and third is meditation. So let us spread the message to all our fellow friends in this on this planet. Let us share the well-being with our fellow friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shrikant. Nice presentation.
Yeah. So
Right.
that was the thing. So yes, my dear friends, then we'll meet like this for our next Friday session. So anybody who wants to take any session for the for half an hour, you can just post it on the our WhatsApp group that you want to take a session on any knowledgeable sharing session, or you want to share your experiences or anything. You can just share it, and we will give a chance to you so that you can speak. So with this, we come to the end of our Friday's knowledgeable session. So we'll meet again on next Friday with Kodeshwar Rao's as guided meditation. Till then, take care of you. Good night. Bye bye.
Right.
Yeah, Kodeshwar.
Okay, see you.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all. With this, we will close the meeting.